Nope. Hang on. We're going to start. No, Gary. Right there, right there. No, Gary. Stop, Gary. Stop. Right there. Hang on. No. Right there. Perfect. It's center now. Just stop playing with the camera. Gary. What is up, everyone?
Uh-oh.
Did we just lose him?
I lost audio.
Yeah. We just lost audio.
He's muted. What happened? Batteries? What is up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes.
And it's my microphone. All right, listen. We need to have a talk.
A few moments later.
Take it from the top, Jim. That was a rough start.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to HotMakes right here on the Edge of Tech, where we aim to educate, mess up, and entertain the maker community. I'm Nerdy J. This is the Pooch, and Gary is being mischievous in the background. How you doing, Pooch?
I'm fantastic, man. It looks like Gary's really messing with your setup today.
He is. I'm just sitting there. Come on. Are you serious?
This is what happens when you let an AI run wild.
Just wait. Good, Gary. Anyways, welcome to the show. We have a great show for you tonight right here on HotMakes. If you're listening to the podcast, my camera was going back and forth, but then I had no microphone. I don't even know what's going on tonight.
Yeah, it's par for the course.
How you been? It's been a week.
I've been fantastic, man. We had a fantastic weekend, great weather. I'm suffering now from what Joel had last week when he was on the show. Like, you can kind of hear me extra nasally. The pollen counts, through the roof. I've been hacking and coughing and pounding, the anti-histamine and stuff, and hopefully I got a little settled down now, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm excited for today's show. Proper printing. Oh my gosh, what a good time.
Did you get your allergies from Joel, like through the camera?
I think I caught him
last week. Joel. He was all sniffly,
Yeah, they're contagious that way. Transmissible via interwebs, right?
That's why you don't watch his videos, because you don't want to get sick.
Exactly, and that's what happens. I share video space with Joel, you get sick. But right. We have an awesome show tonight. It is an awesome show. We got a huge crowd today. We got Thangs in the house. Thank you to Thangs for sponsoring the giveaway yet again.
$50 gift card at the end of the stream, so stay tuned for that. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Right?
How about you? How was your weekend? What'd you do?
Oh, it was great. We hung out. I got some stuff done out here filming, and then my mom's birthday was yesterday. So I had my mom and sister and brother over and my niece, and we hung out and barbecued, and it was kind of nice to hang out with family. It's not common these days to do that. So, it was kind of nice to hang out with family, and then back to work, the grind. Yeah. I got to say thanks to Green Gate. They sent me this sweet shirt. Green Gate.
Sporting the Green Gate. I love it.
Yeah. I got this today. I was like, I am wearing that on the stream. But so speaking of thanks, $50 gift card to Amazon at the end of the stream tonight, but you have to be present to win. So
tell them how to enter.
Yeah. So how to enter is there is a link in the description of the video. Otherwise, Nightbot every 5 minutes will start blasting that link out pretty quick here. It is a new link, so don't worry if you probably have not entered it already. If it ever says you've entered already, great, you're done. You don't have to do it again. You just have to enter once. Also, what else? We got Discord. Holy crap, we went live with Discord today.
We're just we're on all the channels now. Every medium we can possibly be on, right?
I am pumped. I know I had that in announcements for later in the show, but I'm super excited. It's another thing to hang out with and watch and check it out. If you're a YouTube subscriber of The Edge of Tech, it'll actually show up as a roll, I think is what they call it. I'm learning. Also, if you're a Patreon, it'll show up. You can go to a special little Patreon area, so don't forget to check that out. But HotMakes has a section in there, and it is taking everything that's tagged HotMakes and dropping it in Discord. So if you don't want to go searching through the YouTubes, you go to Discord, jump on the server, and then all you got to do is go to HotMakes Twitter, and anything that's tagged HotMakes will be there. You can just scroll through there. It's all in one tight little spot, and you can check it out there. It's really cool. So the link will actually be floating in the chat as well. I have that set up with Nightbot, but I think Tyler West just pushed it in there as well. Special thanks to Tyler for hooking up the Discord. He's like, man, you need a Discord. Let me hook you up. So he did the work, really. I mean, he's the mastermind. I'm just here.
No, that's fantastic.
So, thank you, Tyler. Other than that, I mean, I don't think we should delay too much. We got such an awesome show ahead. We did have to pre-record. Tell them a little bit about that, Pooch.
Yeah, so John, proper printing. His name is John Schoen. He's in the Netherlands, and due to the time constraint, the same thing we had to deal with Willow, we ended up having to pre-record this because he's literally, it's like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. He's asleep right now. He texted me earlier. He's like, man, I had a day. I was hauling a desk up and down some stairs. I'm going to go sleep. I'm going to check it in the morning, but have a good show. So he sends his best wishes. He unfortunately couldn't be in the chat with us, but we're going to watch along with you guys. We're going to watch what our interview was. So we're going to time travel. We're going to watch that. And you keep in mind, we recorded this, 2 weeks ago now, Jim?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So I kind of teased on the Twitter, for those who are following on the Twitters, that John had his big win on the Creality Contest, which we're super excited for him on. And we talk about the contest in the recording, but the results were not in at that point in time. So we're gonna talk about what it was, and then at the end we'll follow up and let you know what he won and where to go check it out. So
because he won, that's so awesome that he won.
Oh man,
I love it.
What a great guy too.
Yeah. So I mean, so stay tuned. Check this out. Like you said, it's pre-recorded. It's an amazing interview. John is such an awesome dude. We're gonna jump right into it. You ready, Pooch?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's do it. Hey, John, how are you?
Hi, guys. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Man, we're excited to have you on. So we've been talking for a couple of weeks now about having you on the show. Obviously, you've just been a breakout hit on YouTube with your channel. You've seen a lot of success with the latest the latest videos you've had. A lot of you guys, I think we were talking earlier, like before we dive in, you can tell us what your first things were, but why don't you give us your intro? Tell everybody who you are, what your channel is, what you're known for, what your background is, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I'm John from Proper Printing, and I've got a YouTube channel since a little bit more than 2 years now. And I'm working in an electronics manufacturer, and I've worked at Philips before. And I came in touch with 3D printing while I was working on Philips. And we were making tooling for production purposes, and that's where it basically started. And I thought, well, this is cool. I should buy my own 3D printer. And it started with the Creality CR10. And then I was not all too happy with how the printer worked, so I thought I can upgrade this myself.
Right.
And while upgrading, I came across this small laser engraver and thought maybe that's cool to play with. And I bought that. And before I started, I wanted to not to keep it for myself because I have too many projects done without filming. And that's kind of a shame. So I grabbed a cheap camera and just started filming this process. And I thought, well, let's put it on YouTube and see how that goes. And that's basically where it started, with that small laser engraver. The problem with that engraver is that it has quite weak magnets, so it didn't stay in place. So therefore, I started with a quick tool change, so I can change.
That's the worst when it wobbles.
Yeah, with cable, and a small change is messing up your whole engraving. So that's basically where it started.
Yeah,
well,
before
I tell
long,
you what,
you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the same thing. Like, I think it all kind of starts like that. We get like for me, all of a sudden I had a printer, and I was like, I want to start learning about this thing. Let's film some how-tos based on Luke Hatfield's guide. And next thing you know, I have a YouTube channel, and we're sitting here with John from Proper Printing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. And I think it's pretty clear if you watch his videos. Like he pulls from some deep engineering background. So you mentioned you work for Philips and whatnot, and it's funny how watching everybody's process, how you get bit by that bug. Right, you start with the printer, and then you just go down the rabbit hole, right? And so before you know it, you're laser engraving, you're milling, you want to be doing all those things, right?
Yeah, and I think a cool thing is to have a combination between mechanics, electronics, and software, and both three things are found within one 3D printer. So that's very cool to tinker with. Yeah. And I think it's awesome that if you're capable of designing in CAD, then it's still quite unreal that within a matter of hours you have your part become real in the physical world. And that's I never forget the first time I saw that printer actually printing. It's magical once a printer does that. And
and your very first print. As soon as when you start your own print and your first print, it doesn't matter what it is. As soon as it's done, it's like, man, that was awesome. I waited 9 hours for that dog, but it was awesome.
Yeah. On a wooden Ultimaker 1, that was the first printer I actually printed with.
That was going to be my next question. Okay, so you started but did you didn't own that Ultimaker, did you? Was that something you had for work?
Yeah, that's Philips invested in a few of these printers and said to the employees, just play with them and see what you can do with it. Yeah. So that's where it started.
And I got to say, I think the first time I became aware of you was, I think it was your folding ender modification. That was a big hit.
Yes. Yeah, that was my first video, which actually took off. There was this foldable printer.
There it is.
And
oh my God, I love that.
I haven't changed it since. And the idea was with this design was to take it on the road. I'm still working on that for a future version 2. But this has the flexi drive, so it has the extrude motor here and the direct drive system here with this flexible shaft. And I can disconnect this and add another tool. And I was working on printing food because I didn't want a large dispenser with an extra motor on there. And the idea was to take this on the road to go to a restaurant and start printing food. But then the whole virus came in, so that I had to
that pesky pandemic. Ugh.
Yeah. And then I thought, let's pick up something else. But this still isn't forgotten. And this is actually running on Windows with a small computer inside here.
I'm sorry, did you say it runs on Windows?
yeah, with a Letter Panda. It's a small Windows computer, just a 64-bit Intel processor with an Arduino. It's a combination, quite small, with touchscreen. And it's the reason behind that was that I could design my own user interface and show the recipes at the screen. So you can swipe between the photos, select that recipe, and start printing food. So that's still.
Is it an ARM-based version of Windows then? If you said it's on it's not an Arduino. You said there's an Intel processor, but you have an Arduino also.
Yeah, it's a standard processor, standard architecture with an Arduino on one system.
I gotcha. Can you pull it in front and do the fold again for us? And Gary, you get my transformer sound ready. I want to hear it.
Okay.
Yes.
This is what it needs. All right. Here's how it goes. I love that. Do it again.
And if you're going to remove this, then you can use this as a camera slider. You can put a camera on there and.
Come on!
This is the brilliance, you know,
Come
right
on.
here. That is proper printing because. Yeah, that's that. Can you program in that sound so that it doesn't transform every time?
Yes, I can do that definitely.
Oh, man.
That's beautiful.
I like Pooch said, that printer right there was what drew me to your channel. I came across the feed and I was like, whoa. Folding ender. I'm in. Let's go watch this. And then ever since then, I mean, you've done some huge things. The rim of your car, right?
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
That was huge.
Oh, hang on, I got it right under the desk here. What?
For some reason.
Oh my gosh.
It's in two pieces now.
Yeah,
but
it snapped. It was a design failure. But this still is a few kilos of ABS, and it's massive.
That is awesome.
I gotta tell you, John, that's one of my favorite things about your channel is the fact that you share the failures just as much as the success, and that is not common, and it needs to be more common because, as you know, anyone will attest to, you know. That is the journey. That is where the learning happens. And you know, you were doing your filament fuser one, for example, and there was just a constant, so many shots of you just like this. You know?
It was quite frustrating. And I think it was awesome that even Hackaday has featured that video, knowing that it was a failure. But it was pretty cool that even that platform shows the failures as well.
Right.
And I think that's important to show, but it's almost it's impossible that everything goes well the first time, and if it does, then you could have gone even a bit further to find your point of failure. So if you're trying to get the most out of it, you will definitely fail, and those are the points that you will actually learn. But it can be very frustrating, but it's always it's always fulfilling when it eventually turns out good,
and a learning experience, right? I mean, that your conclusion in that video, I was shocked. I was like, this is absolutely going to work. I mean, like it just looked at all the detail, like, and the fact that you ended the video and you were like, you know what, it didn't work, but I learned a lot from it, and I got this idea for a future video from it, and so you pulled value from it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So speaking of failures and it didn't work, the printer would be to your right. We featured this a couple weeks ago on HotMakes, and this is one of your newest inventions. How many? Let's talk about that, and then let's talk about how many times it failed before you got it right, right? Because I bet that was a massive undertaking. That thing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was at first. This is a swappable hot end, which doesn't use a servo motor, and with these two wedges at the opposite ends, you can go from one hot end to the other. And I think that the cool thing is that if you're going to home it, it will automatically choose this tool 1, and then you can start printing and go to the second tool and swap between the two hot ends. And the biggest problem was that I want to use the standard motor, so I don't want to increase the current or use a stronger motor. I want to use it as standard as possible, and to find the optimal balance between stiffness and the capability to switch between two hot ends.
Right.
It was quite difficult. It was at first very stable, but way too stiff. So it was just going against it and started skipping steps.
Well, and I got to tell you, that's one of the. I am not nearly as good at fusion as you are. Obviously, you have a much deeper background at that. But one of the best things about CAD in this day and age is that you can draw up. You can spend a lot of time doing animations and simulations and all this stuff on CAD. But until you actually start making it, holding it in your hand, playing with it, there's a lot of stuff that you still can't tell from the computer that you really need to take into the physical world, right?
Yeah, and it's making me quite lazy as well, because I don't like doing the calculations. So I just think, well, this is good enough, so I will just start printing it, and I will see if it's actually good enough. And 9 out of 10 times it's not good enough. But therefore, I use white PLA for my prototypes. So you can just use an ordinary pencil and draw on the prototype itself. It's like a 3D notebook. And then you can just print it, draw on there what you have to change, and start making the next iteration.
And that's actually an excellent idea for myself and then for anyone watching. I mean, that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. Use white PLA and then actually take your notes on the material. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great idea.
Good pro tip. Pro tip.
Pro tip. Yeah.
I did it for a client once with a product. Was unrelated to this channel, but I designed something, and I was discussing it with him. And while we were discussing it, I was making notes on that part itself, and he was like, that works great, and that's my way to go for prototypes. White PLA is my prototyping material.
That's awesome.
Is that something you came up with yourself, or did you see that in your, in engineering?
No, I just, it was an accident. I think maybe I can write on it, and it turns out pretty great. So.
Nice. Well, you heard it here. That's a proper tip from Proper Printing. Use white PLA, take notes on it. Genius.
It really is. You must use a lot of white PLA then, huh?
Yeah.
go through a lot. That's fantastic. So the printer, the tool changer one that you had done there, now you actually developed that for a Creality competition, right? For printer modification. I mean, I don't know how you can't win, given all the modifications you've done to Creality printers over the years. Like, who can compete with you?
I was tagged on Instagram with I didn't hear of that Creality contest before, and they tagged me. Who is going to win this contest? I think Proper Printing will with this foldable N3, and I initially thought, well, I will just submit this foldable N3. That's low effort. So here is my drawing, and good luck. But I wanted to do something new, and one of the things they will look at is how easy it is to implement, and this is not very easy to implement. So my goal was to make it as simple as possible and focus on one thing. And I wanted to make something that I haven't done before. I'd rather invent something new, which is worse than trying to improve the old thing. That's I always try to find something that I haven't done before.
Fantastic. Well, and that's such an awesome thing that you're like, I could submit this amazing piece right here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this amazing piece right here. So, but how does it? I mean, we can kind of see you have spool holders on each side. Can you explain how it works? So it looks like you got kind of crossing boat ends, and as you explained, as it goes, I imagine your G code tells it, okay, go all the way to the right to switch to this head, all the way to the left to switch to that head.
And that's more difficult than.
Uh-oh, I think we lost your audio.
Something has become unplugged. The power could be his batteries. Jim.
The battery. I'll never let that.
I don't think he's using batteries, Jim.
I think he plugged the printer in, and it was like, I think the printer's going to start talking to us. That's maybe Gary could talk to it.
Now we got it.
Hey, there we go.
Yes. I connected to printer.
Had to reboot Windows.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
I will show you how this thing works. Let me.
Are you doing it from a tablet there?
Yeah, it's a Windows tablet.
Oh, okay. I got you. Like a Surface.
Yeah, it's a Surface Pro.
I thought that's controlled by Windows too. I'm like, come on, are you joking me right now? He's got a Surface Pro.
This is running with a quite old board. It's also quite noisy. And I've connected it through USB, and therefore my audio went all crazy. Yeah. And so I can control it manually. So I can just, through a terminal screen, I can send individual G codes to this printer to show you how this thing works.
Perfect.
So I will start with the homing sequence. That's G28.
I love it. Real-time G-code demo. Nothing, because nothing ever went wrong from real-time demos. Yeah.
Right.
Here we go.
And you can see that it automatically switches to that tool 1. And you can hear that there are old stepper motor drivers.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's homed, and I will raise it up a bit, otherwise the nozzle will scrape on the print bed. So if I send G1 at 10 millimeters, for example, it will go up 10 millimeters.
Oh, that's fast.
And the most difficult thing was to make it swap while using the commands T1 and T0. So tool 0 should be right here, and tool 1 should be right here. Yeah. And I had to modify the firmware on a lower level than I'm actually used to. So within the C code itself, to change the sequence. Normally you have the E3D tool changer. You have them here back, and you define all coordinates for the tools. And I had to make the coordinates that it's all the way here or there. So if I select just T1, then it goes to T1.
Whoa.
That's snappy, man. That's really, you got it quick, and it's so satisfying to hear that click. You know?
And while printing it, so if you're in the other room, it sounds quite funny when during printing you can hear it going from one tool to another.
Yeah. That is.
I've said I run a decent sized print farm these days, John, and the number one thing that you have to train on is with your ears, because you grow accustomed to the sounds that the printer should make, and then when you hear a sound that you don't normally hear, that's when something's wrong, something's scratching, something's clicking.
Yeah. I'm going to turn it off again, so maybe my audio will again fail me.
Let's see what happens. The remix. Do we still have him? Yeah, we got him.
Yeah, nice.
Man, well, I tell you,
the one thing just took it too far, and then the whole system shut down. Just blew the fuse. I love it.
Man, I absolutely love this. So, if for one, have you released files for this? Are you going to release files for this? That kind of thing. Is it going to be open source? Is it going to be how is it going to be out there for us to play with, or is this like a John exclusive for this contest?
It's a mix. I've placed everything on my website together with an explanation of how to modify the firmware. Okay. Also with the firmware itself, so you can just download it and flash it, and it would work. But if you are using another printer, then I've placed all the lines that I've modified on there, so you can modify it yourself.
What website is that on?
Properprinting.pro. It's
perfect. Right there. Make sure it's on the bottom there.
Yeah, we got his website.
One of the things a distinction between the source files and the step files. The STL files. You can download the STL files for free and just replicate this. And if you want to do modifications, then I release the source files to my Patreons only. So that's what I do to make this sustainable.
Yeah,
nice. That's awesome. So follow you on Patreon, and we can get the source files that you created for this printer. I love that.
Yep.
One of the things I love about your website, John, is that you give people the option, obviously, to you're not selling per se, but you certainly are encouraging a donation, and the donations that you're asking for seem so small compared to the amount of hours and time and effort you've put in. So it's I hope that people are more than happy to throw you a few euros for a lot of these things, because they're incredibly useful. Obviously not just this. You've put up your tool swapping piece and a lot of the other projects that you've invested a lot of time and energy in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's the 3D printing community is sometimes pretty tough to make money in, because everyone expects it to be free and open source. And if it's not, then often a lot of people say, why are you charging money for this? And I think that it should be open source. I think this is a great platform to have open source hardware, which is quite uncommon. So therefore, I've chosen between this donation option. So it's not like Thingiverse. You can place it there and not gain any money from it. Or the other way that you must pay for it. I think that this is a great balance in between that people who are willing to give money and can afford it. They are capable of. They will give money, so that's awesome. And also for the people or poor students, they can just download it for free.
Nice, that's an awesome option. So, I mean, you have the two awesome things here. Is there anything else you want to show us? You can show us that you might be working on,
I'm going to show you my future project.
Yes, HotMakes exclusives. We're big on exclusives, John.
And there it is.
Show it off.
Have you seen this this small board?
Let's see. Let's enhance you.
What do you think? What this is?
Let's get in there.
You have to guess. What would it be?
If I had to guess, hold on. Let's get there. We go. Make it bigger. What's the I/O look like on that thing? Is there any ports? I can't. It's having a hard time seeing. I don't know. Jim, you have any guesses?
Closer to the camera.
He's coming.
I mean, it definitely looks like a board. Yeah.
There it is. Oh, whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got some.
Is that a baby board like for a printer?
Yeah.
Well, he's got some screw terminals there.
One stepper motor output, and it has an end stop. It has a heater output. So it's built to control one motor.
Okay.
And I have an example here. It's placed at the back of this motor. And the idea is that it runs on Clipper. And Clipper is capable
love the Clipper.
Multiple boards with one Raspberry Pi. The special firmware which you can flash on the Raspberry Pi, which runs on Octoprint. And then with Clipper, you can flash the boards, and the Raspberry Pi is doing all the calculations, so the G-code and what it has to do. And at the lower level, it will send the commands to the individual boards. And you can assign multiple boards to control one printer and say to, well, this board, you are an extruder motor, you are an X motor. So for this printer, normally you just have one extruder motor. But if you add this board to it, you can add Clipper to this and don't have to add an extra board to or you don't have to replace your board. You can just add an extra of these and control an extra extruder motor.
Brilliant.
So that's what I found on purpose on the internet, and I think that this is a great board. And I haven't seen it much. There aren't any YouTube videos about it. And I can send you a link about it. It's called the Hufford. It's a Swedish print. It's, by the way, not sponsored. I'm just I think this is a great product.
Huh.
And I thought that this would work well for this rocker. But the fun fact is that I didn't find it due to this rocker, because I'm working on something else which uses this board.
Oh, man.
So it's okay. So it's a modular. It's basically a modular setup. So you can literally add those. You're not bound by the inputs on a specific printer board. You can expand or contract as needed. That's really fascinating.
And it also has a thermistor input. So, for example, if you want to add an enclosure heater and you don't have the extra heater connection on your board, you can just add this and say, "Well, you're an enclosure heater now." So
nice.
It's basically, the possibilities are quite endless once you're using Clipper. And I just found out about Clipper. Some people suggested to use it for this mod, but I'm going to do it for something.
Oh boy!
Here we go. Here's the reveal. What is it? What is it?
Drumroll.
Oh, it's a camera slider.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it!
I had the idea of making a modular camera slider, and I didn't want to use a full-size board for just going from point A to point B.
Sure.
And I thought, how awesome would it be to have one small board which can make this movement? And I wanted to make a board as small as this, and I wanted to design it myself. But before I did, I thought, well, maybe I should do some research first if something like this already exists. And then I found this, and this is running on a CAN bus, so you can it's a bus, so you can add as many boards as you'd like. So instead of going just from point A to point B, I can now also rotate like this or do a panning movement.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay, so you're 3 axes right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's modular. So I've designed basically my own camera system, which I at this point use for all my cameras, also that camera, because I've several tripods, and some tripods they have different connection. So now all my tripods are the same, and I can just 3D print my own camera holder.
Beautiful.
Now that is awesome. So, all right, I just got a motorized camera slider it got here on Friday, and I was playing with it yesterday, and now I need to send it back and do this.
Make your own, huh, Jim?
Oh man, that is phenomenal.
So John, I gotta ask, the cinematography and the photos that you take are one of the things I really love about your channel. Do you have a background in photography?
No.
Is this just a hobby for you?
Yes, I have. I've bought a Canon secondhand Canon 1D Mark III, which was not capable of filming, but I wanted to know a bit more about making photos, and I haven't heard of aperture or shutter speed before. I didn't know what that was. So I watched way too many Peter McKinnon videos, and that got me excited. And I started with this simple
close.
ATD.
Nice. That's an ADD?
Still, there's four parameters for this for making videos, so it's not that difficult.
Nice. I
just doing and see what looks good.
That's awesome. Maybe a couple months ago, I just went to the 90D, and that's what I'm shooting on right now. But yeah. So it very much excites me that you're using almost the same camera on that slider right now, because that means here's my money, take it, I need it.
So John, you had
so good.
One other, you can, for example, place it like this, and make overhead shots while panning. And I already shown the safety mechanism within it. Because it has a dovetail connection, but with 2 slots, so I can it will be locked at the end, so it doesn't accidentally just fall when it's not mounted fast enough.
Nice. You think of everything, man.
I've dropped my camera before, so those are the moments that you learn.
I was setting up for an overhead shot yesterday, and I'm like, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall.
And this is the module with which can rotate, and it's a bearing made with airsoft BBs. So there isn't any play, but it can have force on the... Yeah, it rotates pretty smooth. And because it's modular, you can just duplicate this. And you can also add this to, for example, a tripod, and make a simpler version, and just slide this on the tripod, and make your camera itself rotate without having a slider, and just put your camera on there.
So good. And you control that with like a remote control? How do you control it?
With Clipper. So it's
with Clipper, okay.
A bit overkill, but yeah, it's basically Clipper, and you send a G-code or add a G-code file, and let this thing rotate. And I think it's pretty interesting to research the possibility of making
that's awesome.
astrophotography. So you can compensate for the rotation of the Earth and make really long exposure photos. That's something that I would like to try someday with this.
Oh, that's so cool. I have a friend, he was actually here yesterday. We were shooting, and he bought a specific tripod just for that, a head. that follows the rotation, and we went out and did the eclipse a couple of years ago when the eclipse was running through, and he got some just amazing shots. So if you could do that too, on top of all this, oh my God, I'm in. Take my money.
I hope
it's over. I'm sorry, Woot. I don't need any more shirts. I need John's.
You need proper printing gear.
Yeah, I need proper printing gear. But man, that's
and the
so
same
good.
system is below this this foot, so you can also clamp a tripod to the feet itself.
Nice.
So you can make ramps, for example. Hopefully, it doesn't crack.
I'm just sitting here, and I'm like, you know what? Let's let him go because he's just gonna pull out. It's like it's better than Steve Jobs. Like, oh, when there's one more thing, he's just like, oh, and also it can do this. Also, it can do this.
And it can do this. Yeah,
there's more.
And I can use two tripods, so I can place it at any angle as I want and just make a slide.
Brilliant design.
So
you're
that's
just really big on modularity, flexibility, and all your design. You really think of everything, don't you?
No, it just happens. At first, I just wanted the camera slider, so only the sliding motion. And while designing, it's adding more and more. It's like it's never good enough. So and then if you aren't careful, then you will end up with a way too over-engineered camera slider running on a high-end Raspberry Pi.
No such thing. Good. No such thing.
So good. I can't wait for videos on this video equipment. And also I can't wait for you to release this. I'm joining. I don't care what it takes. I need that in my life.
One more question up for you before we get off the camera sliders, and then we got a couple HotMakes that I'm hoping you'll go through with us. You in your filament fuser shot we talked about earlier, your fail, but it was on Hackaday stuff. You did an orbital shot while you were doing your assembly, and it was like one of the best montages I've seen. Jim, you have to check that out if you haven't seen it. We'll have to put a link up to it. But at one point, the thing collides with him and it knocks him over. And my son and I were watching it, and we were cracking up. You, I don't know if maybe you're gonna
I'm sorry. Which video was it?
It was the filament fusing video he did not too long ago.
It was quite difficult to time it because I had the just an ordinary tripod hanging here at the ceiling, and I was just winding it up and holding it still, and then let it go, and then start my thing. And every time when the camera came, I had to do this or this, so the camera just moves and then do my thing. And,
it's like dodging.
And I was just making some cuts when the camera was behind me, so everything looked more seamless. And I had the drill, the small drill at the table, and the camera was going behind that drill. So that's a great point to actually make a cut. So everything looked smooth, but in between it was not that smooth.
Oh, so good.
The amount of time you must put into those videos is just incredible, man. It looks like you've been pretty consistent with your release. Looks like you do about once a month, maybe? Is that maybe a couple, sometimes two?
I'm at once every 2 weeks, but lately I've done a bit less, and I'm thinking of taking a break for a few weeks because I have a lot of things going on, and the problem is that I haven't made any videos up front, so I'm running to get that video out there in time, and once it's released, then I have to run again. So I'm going to take a break for I think 3 or 4 weeks, and then I can steadily make new videos again. So I'm going to announce that soon on Twitter that I'm going to have a little break. I need that.
Well earned break.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I can't wait to see more about this. Do you have the camera slider stuff out yet, or you're not putting it out yet?
Not yet. I haven't.
Okay.
I've started making the video, but I'm not all too happy with it. And I made not the best decision because I wanted to run everything with the Raspberry Pi Zero. It's this way too cute, very tiny Raspberry Pi. I thought this should be capable of running everything. I can install Clipper on there. I've done it, but it constantly gives errors because it's too slow. So I've ordered a Raspberry Pi 4, and I'm going to try it with that. And
well, feel free to shoot me over anything you want me to test for you behind the scenes. I won't show it. No.
Right, Jim.
Man, I am super pumped. I had my first taste of sliders yesterday. I never had one until yesterday. I learned how to use it and shot a whole bunch of stuff in.
He was eating sliders, working on sliders.
God, it was so much fun. But now, like seeing yours, where like you can make it do it blows my mind. All right, so
we could talk with John all day about.
I was just going to say we should probably jump into HotMakes. I know we're going late,
but John, I'm hoping you might take a couple more minutes with us and look at some of the things that people have been submitting to us and tagging HotMakes, so that we can all learn from all the amazing stuff that's been out on the internet. And for you guys, if you're new to the show, if you just hashtag something HotMakes on Twitter, we will pick it up and feature it on the show. So without further ado, let's dive in here, huh? So first.
That's
I'm done this completely talk over the bumper. Right? This is probably
all right.
First one coming at us this week from Jeff Eberl. In case you missed it, he's been working on Sandtable, Sandify.org work area, and it's on the counter next to his desk using the new Zen XY design. He's loving it. More details. He posts a link here. Here's a good look at it. John, have you seen these sand tables before? Very satisfying. I've seen one
by RC Live on. He made a few months ago.
He made an epic video on his.
Yeah, and talking about time lapses, this is awesome to make a sliding time lapse with this.
Seeing if I could get any bigger. No, that's as big as I can get. Yeah, they're really, it's like the modern day Zen, right? You know, you don't have to have the sand garden with the rake. We've got machines to do all of our Zen work for us. Very cool.
I need to make. I think I need to do a project of this too. I know, like you said, RC Life On did one, but I would love to have a table like this. I believe my 11th-month-old would knock it over, but but it would be awesome. Yeah.
It's just a cool prop to have standing there, and it's just doing its thing quite slow.
You know what would be super cool? And here's a video idea for someone smarter than me who can make this happen. On the wall behind you, to make it like drawing through the sand. Somehow the sand is still
to modify gravity. Then,
I mean, someone could do it. You could do it. I mean, no,
sure. But I mean, gravity, no problem.
What if it wasn't sand though? What if it was like ink in a
ink,
like an Etch-a-Sketch?
Interesting.
Magnets. That would be magnets, right?
Polymeric sand. Yeah, sure.
Oh man. All
right.
There's
Jim throwing down just basic simple challenges there for
amazing. That's how we got the torture toaster.
Onward. Look what we got here from Graphite. Check out this white I got today. Bright white. You printing a lot of white filament. This is pretty white.
Yeah.
What the heck is this? Are we being trolled? Did somebody literally HotMakes a white? That's hilarious.
So I saw that and I had to throw that in today's list because it is. I mean, it's the brightest white I've seen to use naturally.
What was the context of this? They were talking about like I need a super white filament where I can find it. Yeah, leave it to Smart Alec Graphite right there. Moving on. Okay, from Chris Travis. Chris Travis has been doing a lot of printing lately. This is Black Widow by Eastman. Eastman is an epic modeler. Look at that.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a pretty dang good FDM print right there. I'm just like kind of looking at it and looking at how it went together.
and this is what I like about 3D printing, is that both worlds of the parametric engineering modeling and the modeling, like more sculpting, come together on one platform. So I think that's pretty dope. I could never make this. I tried some modeling before, but yeah.
I did. I tried some modeling too once. The problem is they didn't want a plus size. So bad joke. But yeah, you're right. I admire everyone out there who puts their time into doing this. It takes so much time to do this, and I draw stick figures, so
organic modeling. None of us, like I'm more of a technical background as well too. So organic modeling is just mind blown. The attention to detail, the amount of time that it takes.
It's so different. I try to do it in Maya or Blender, but it's not for me. That was the conclusion that I. But I've made.
Well, then you have guys like Sven over at Clockspring. He's like, yeah, I just did that all in code. What?
Yeah,
I mean, like, how do you visualize that? I don't know. That's crazy.
Right. So he's a big. We were just talking about it. What's the program he uses? That's all code based.
It's not Blender.
No.
It's
yeah.
It's evading me right
someone
now.
let us know in the chat. OpenSCAD. There you go. Right. The chat just blew up. Like
I know. They're like, "Come on, Pooch, what's going on?" Yeah, no, OpenSCAD, and it's funny because like people that are just like, some people are mathematically inclined. Some people like there's different tools for different people that work well for different things. And so you're absolutely right, John. It's what makes this such a neat tool for all different kinds. Very good share. Thank you for that, Chris Travis. Coming at us, Lightspeed, another prolific printer. Yeah. He seems like he's spitting out stuff every day almost these days. Gamer Mythic Mug by Ars Morendi 3D. Now, I hadn't heard of this maker before. Jim, had you come across them?
I have not.
From
I do know
Germany
that
in Denmark.
Nice. I do know that I absolutely love the mug and the print.
I'm gonna throw them a follow there. This looks pretty.
We need to follow him. Or her.
Look at that.
Yes.
Okay. Don't you just hate it when you got dragons on your tower, and your gold all coming? I mean, like this is a very.
He threw out some filament that I'd never heard of before. That's that Add North 3D. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that one, John?
No, but I'm wondering what's that on the printer all the way on the left? Is that a?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back for you. Let's see here. Over here, this looks like a camera mount.
Which
this here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a Raspberry Pi mount or a. Oh no, that's like a little webcam.
That's a GoPro mount of some kind. Looks like for their time lapses, perhaps.
Steven, if you're watching, let us know what camera you have mounted to your printer there. We inquiring minds want to know. John wants to take it and make it into a sweet slider.
Yeah, I'm sure. Right?
That looked like one of those GoPro Heroes, the little square ones.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So this is a dice tower, right?
It sure looks like it. Although I'm not seeing the output.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It said mug. It said mug. So let's see.
It's a Stein.
They swapped filament while printing or not?
Yeah.
It looks like
F1 silver printed solid gold. I'm guessing. So maybe they're gold winner. Anyway,
and then the Add North textured flare sparkling green. It has little fibers, it says in it. I mean, that is awesome. Yeah. So I need to see what this is. I'm gonna have to go find this Gamer Mythic Mug and see exactly what we're looking at here. But Steven's probably yelling at us in the chat right now.
Yeah, it's a mug. Would you drink a nice beer out of that? I don't know. Yeah, why not? Be pretty epic.
Why
cool.
not?
Good share, Steve. Thank you. Here's coming out. Oh, this I figured you might like, John, because you did a printer that kind of uses the same principles as this. But this is from Geek Mom Projects. Yep. She's a favorite maker of ours. Took a lot of trial and error, but she made an infinity octahedron. And look at what we got here. This is probably a better look at the whole insides of it.
It's so if you see it for real, it's so weird to see actual depth while it's not there.
Yeah. Wow.
Is this the closest thing that we can get to making our own Tesseract these days? Like just the real, because that's the first thing I thought when I saw John's printer, that he had kind of done this type of effect with.
Yeah, it's just one-way sheets, one-way mirrors at all sides of the enclosure, and you will get an infinitely large 3D printer. But my tip is not to use one-way foil in a heated chamber. I heat up that chamber to 70 degrees Celsius, but the foil it's all bubbly and it doesn't work that well. But the actual one-way glass, which is used for interviewing, that's way too expensive. But that looks even better.
So that's neat. Awesome. And she's got some different colors, and man, that looks like a really fun project. It's the thing that's impressive about this is the size and how compact, and like you got to think about like the wire management and like the things to like actually. You did a video on this yourself, John, where you're talking about like when you've got all these lights to deal with, managing all these wires is a big deal.
Also on this printer at the back.
Oh, let's pull in on John here real quick. Sorry to take away from Geek Mountain Projects here, but
can you see this?
Yeah, you got your cable chain there.
Yeah, with a custom connector, so I can detach the wires of this bed, and now everything is neat. And so that's the cable management I did for this printer. And I was thinking of making this modular as well, so you can add different beds or do some experiments with it. But I didn't like the way it's mounted on a standard printer, just soldered directly to it.
Right.
So I thought I used these two high power connections and make this connector, and that goes pretty good. And I like that because it's 3D printed. I can also combine features like this drag chain to a connector just in one piece. So that's one thing I'm experimenting with, and
that's beautiful.
Management that works pretty good.
That's beautiful. And if you want to see more about that, you guys go check out Proper Printing's channel. He does a really neat deep dive too. You did a resin print where you did a pretty amazing 40-pin connector with it that obviously took a lot of work too. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check out John's channel. One more for today. We're gonna cut it short, but coming from our bud over in the UK, Filament Frenzy, Tom Jackson. Been a learning curve, but he's been really into the tool changer, the E3D tool changing system, and this is a cup that looks like he made on the tool changer. Look at that.
Wow. That is awesome. And of course, I mean, spot on, like we would expect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like, and you know, Tom he'll show the details. I mean, you can see there's maybe like a little ringing, but you know, he's just a very diligent tuner, and so I'm sure he's getting this thing dialed in, and that's really something for having independent tools and swapping in and not having
Didn't
nearly
you say
the amount
something
of
about
purge.
using it duet or something?
That's what the tool changer is driven by the duet system.
Oh, it is. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, this is you can see that the ringing on the one color is going in one direction, and on the other color is going into the other direction.
Yeah. That's interesting. And it's that ability to read the print like that and understand what modifications you have to make to tune it to get a better result. You know, that's a real art form or one of the many art forms we see in 3D printing.
Yeah.
Right.
Beautiful.
That's a keen eye to catch that one just from flashing the picture quick.
Yeah. Well, that's what John does, man. He's just constantly looking for ways to improve stuff. John, have you done any work with any tool changers where, like, I know you built your own, but have you seen the E3D system? Have you seen other tool changing systems? What are your thoughts on it?
I've seen it. The only one I've experienced with is the dual head from the Ultimaker printer. and this one. But before this, I haven't used any multi-material prints.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this technology develops. To make new things. Obviously, adding color, adding different materials to your prints adds dimensions, adds new abilities. So the future is bright, as they say.
Yep. Or combine,
didn't we just
multiple,
see?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's like combine multiple tools. Like, for example, you can laser engrave your 3D print. So first you can print the front panel and laser engrave it afterwards. And if you have tool change, you can do all in just one go on one platform.
Yeah.
So
and I think E3D was showing something where it was like a 2-part where there was like a milling process too to get really refined tolerances with, do broad print and then mill out so you have a nice finish. Obviously,
that's quite interesting to take a further look into. Yeah,
for sure. Well, that rounds out the batch of hot makes we have for today. And frankly, we spent a lot of time, talked about a lot of awesome stuff. I'd say real quick, John, if you would, just like I said, wrap it up. Tell people where to find you, where to follow, what to look forward to. You have the floor.
You can follow me on Proper Printing or properprinting.pro on Instagram, on my website. Just search for Proper Printing. And what I do is I share my ideas and inventions, and I show the whole process, everything what goes wrong, and I have all my successes as well. And if I start the video, if I start recording, I don't know how it ends. So that's I take the viewer with me with the journey to make something new, and that hasn't been done before. That's my goal.
And what a journey it is, my friend. And we look forward to all the amazing stuff that's going to come.
I'll watch my inbox for those files for the slider. No rush. No. But we, like Butch said, it's been an amazing journey to watch your channel and watch it grow. You're growing fast, and we cannot wait for what comes next for Proper Printing. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me. It was awesome talking to you guys, and hopefully we will meet one day. That would be great.
Yes, Absolutely. We got to do whatever festival, whenever they open up again. We definitely all have to get together and do like one big live show with everybody. Yeah. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Yes.
Well, we definitely, again, we appreciate you being here. We're going to jump in on the episode now. We're going to jump in and do some giveaways, maybe even a pooch rant. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out in a second. All right, guys. Well, John, hang out right there. We'll be right back with you if you want to hang out for the rest of the episode with us. But we will see you soon. Thank you again for being on.
Yes. Thank you again. Bye.
All right. That was awesome. What'd you guys think?
Wow. Just wow, man. So many great little nuggets. We got some exclusives. We got some pro tips. There was just so many great little bits in there. I hope you guys were able to kind of keep up, but it was really fun getting to pick John's brain and hearing stuff. And we've got some updates. So since that we recorded that 2 weeks ago, we're back real time now. Here's the newspaper, Proof of Life. Today is, what is it, April 12th? So back time traveling. We do time traveling from time to time.
Spoiler alert.
Tell Jim, tell them what the big news on the Proper Printing front has been since.
Man, the big news, John tweeted out a couple days ago that he found out that he won that Creality Contest, which is just absolutely phenomenal. He was watching through the anniversary live stream they had and paused it and found his name up on their big board in the back. So
yeah,
that was really cool. And do you know what he won?
Yeah, well earned. He got a $5,000 grand prize, and he gets promotion on the Creality site, and I think there was a couple of other things. I think he gets. He told me I'll look at my notes and stuff, but I know the grand prize was that cash prize, and he was really, blown away. He was like, I still can't believe it's real, but like I said, well earned. You look at what he did with that tool changer, and it's just hard to imagine anybody being able to compete with that. It was so smooth to watch operate, right? How many of you guys out there have an Ender and would be interested in doing that mod? Because that mod is available on John's site. And talk about adding some pretty awesome utility to your machines.
I love those connectors for the bed. I think that should be standard equipment.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, maybe that's smart on Creality's part. It's a good way to get kind of some R&D, some ideas and stuff. Who knows? Obviously, it all comes down to like, what does it cost to produce? Their name of the game is kind of the bargain printer. And so they have to kind of weigh what it costs to manufacture with it. But completely agree. I mean, that is such a cool mod and so useful. And I really hope he does follow through on the modular bed design. It would be really interesting to see. I'm not sure why you would want to do that as opposed to just say like, do a mag, flex plate or something. But if anybody can figure out why, it's John.
I 100% agree. Real quick, Chris Greets, thank you so much. 20. What was it? I think I saw it. There it is.
Where's our penguin?
Yeah. Just because you are all Nerdy J, Awesome John, Sexy Pooch, and Geary are hot. We're hot.
Yes, hot. We are.
And I was working with Cyberdeck Cafe a little while ago, and we planned this. So we're actually not live right now, but I said chat and make sure you tell me to flip my hair and make sure that I'm live. And
flip.
I thought I'd get that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
Hey, no. Too sexy, my friend. Too sexy.
Damn it. Here we go with this again. I don't even know what I'm going to do. All right.
This is exactly why everybody came.
I don't know. Phenomenal time with John there. And wow, this is going to make me throw up.
I'm getting dizzy.
So we had a lot of fun. Let us know in the chat. What did you guys think? What was your favorite part about John's interview? Because if you couldn't tell during the chat, the slider was mine. I mean, I don't know anything about sliders, but Brian Vines, thank you so much. Please have some dollars.
Thank you. Thank you for your dollars. We appreciate them. And the euros and all the other things that people have been so kind to donate. Oh my goodness! Oh, jump the shark again. How many times can we jump the shark, Battlecry? You said that like 2 weeks ago.
What did I say? Proper printing, right? See, I'm just practical printing. That'll be another $20, just on the side,
Do not confuse practical printing with proper printing. They're totally different types of printing.
Every time, but both awesome dudes. Don and Albert. Albert. Thank you so much. $10 for a super sticker.
Ooh, I like that sticker.
Thank you so much. So last call. If you want to get in on the $50 Amazon gift card, use the link you've seen all day in the description. And we're going to get to that just shortly. Kevin, thank you so much. $5. Have some dollars. Thank you. Woo. Man, you guys are awesome.
More dollars. Everybody's just like, here's some dollars.
More
dollars. You're just making it rain.
All of the dollars. So we have some fun stuff coming up for you next week. We won't give it away, but we might be announcing another contest. You never know. Also, you know what? I think next week is the first in like 5 or 6 weeks. We don't have a guest with us, do we?
Well, you know what, Jim? It'll be good to get back in our roots. You and I can connect a little more. We'll just, better eye contact, better engagement between. Oh, we have Geary too. Don't forget Geary. Geary, we haven't checked in with Geary today. How you doing today, Geary?
I'll be a guest. What am I? Chopped liver?
Yeah. No,
you're always here. You're not a guest. You're welcome here. Once we're on the show once, you're not a guest anymore. You're family.
Chopped capacitors. Chopped
capacitors.
Obviously, I just said you're a family. You don't have to take over the camera. We got you. You're in control.
Yeah, don't mess with Geary, man. He'll mess with you.
So while we're waiting for everybody to jump in that spreadsheet, gee, Merry Christmas. Stop it. We're waiting for everybody to jump in that spreadsheet. Pooch, do you have something for us today?
Oh yeah, I got a rant. I haven't done a rant in a while, right? What do you guys think? You guys ready for a rant?
Andrew Rogers, you're getting a Pooch rant right now for your $5.
Look at that. Yes, asked and delivered. Let's do it.
Pooch rants.
All right, so this week's rant, I got to tell you, there I am. I'm driving. I'm sushi rolling the way that I often do.
Whoa. What's sushi rolling?
Wait, what do you mean what's sushi rolling? You don't know what sushi rolling is? It's like
we say that on this.
We had all the trends before. It was like there was ghost riding the whip. There was all this thing. Sushi rolling is an invention of my own, where it's like you put your car on autonomous driving mode, right? You recline a little bit. You have your sushi. You pull your tray of sushi up and your chopsticks, right? And then you roll your window down. And sometimes I like to like hang that little thing out, like you get at the Sonic, where you have the little platform. And so while you're rolling down the road, you just sit there and you snack on some sushi and let the people appreciate that you're sushi rolling. Have you never sushi rolled before? Anyway,
well,
the rant is.
I mean, I don't have a Tesla, so maybe there's that.
This is what we do as Tesla owners. It's like autonomous driving and, just like rubbing it into everybody else. It's like, oh, look, I don't need to hold the steering wheel. I'm going to have
my car will do that for a little while, but if you let go of the steering wheel too long, it'll cruise and it'll say, wait, we don't detect the driver's hands. Please grab the steering wheel.
There's ways around that. Anyway,
but I never just rolled down the road with my sushi hanging out.
Well, I was at the front seat. It wasn't like I was taking my nap in the back seat. I was sushi rolling, right? So you're in there.
All right.
So anyway, I'm eating my sushi, okay, and I go, so I have my sushi out. I have it, there's some nice looking ladies driving by, and I'm looking to impress them the way that obviously you do when you have sushi and you're eating in the car, and I go, and I go to take my chopsticks out of the sheath. And I go to snap them apart, and the snap, how they have them like where they're fixed together, Jim. At the very top when you get the chopsticks.
Yeah, the chopsticks,
and then I break it, and it's not like it didn't just like leave a little shard. It literally like broke off. I don't know if there was a knot or something in these particular chopsticks, but it broke off like at the very like end, like not quite the very end. It was like it gave me maybe like a quarter. And so then I was torn between do I use like one full size chopstick and one quarter size, or do I use the other end where it's like all shard and then you have a splinter hazard when you're eating your sushi while you're trying to just enjoy your drive and your sushi? I don't understand. Is this just me? Is it just me? Is this first world problems to its extreme?
Sushi rolling gets you all the girls in California, I think.
That's how we do.
Yeah,
that's how we do.
Next time you're sushi rolling, take your camera. We want to see this. Yeah.
Okay.
So the moral of the pooch rant was you broke a chopstick while your autonomous car drove you around while you were eating sushi.
It's 2021. The moral is it's 2021. How is it we haven't figured out how to manufacture reliable chopsticks by now? I mean, this is not rocket scientists. It's just two pieces of wood put together. I should get consistent breakage. Get your score right. Don't put knots in my chopsticks. So
actually, Lightspeed's with us. He says he sushi rolls all the time.
See, Lightspeed knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you guys are cruising next to each other. You seeing who got the biggest roll? Then I don't know how that works. I mean,
what I'm working on is a little soy sauce tray, that I can like clip to the rear view mirror on the side, because then it's like you're here and then you like dip. Dip, and then here, and then everybody. It's just that guy's next level. He's sushi rolling.
So would that be like watch me dip, watch me sushi,
watch me sushi roll, watch me dip. Yeah,
you got me rolling in the dip.
Here's a question for you though: Do you mix your wasabi in with your soy sauce when you're sushi rolling? No. That's bad form.
I unfortunately I don't eat sushi. So
what?
Yeah. So. You lost me at sushi, but I need a picture of this.
Okay, I'll get a video next time. I'll put the GoPro up and I'll show you how I do my epic sushi rolling.
Builder's Mark, buy some stainless steel ones.
It's It's like the modern day Grey Poupon, but it's like you got to need unagi.
Close up.
Where you at on my sake roll, man? Come on.
Oh my God, I love it. Hey, Tyler West just added a Geary fan club to the Discord. He just posted that a little bit ago in the chat. So
Geary has a fan club?
I guess.
You don't even have a fan club. What the hell?
Here we go again. You get him going. You talk to Geary, and next thing you know, you're floating around the room. You're floating. Anyways, but we got a giveaway to do, and Pooch has to go do some sushi rolling with Lightspeed. That's a thing.
It's a thing. I invented it. It's sushi rolling. I encourage you to all try it out. And you know what? If you don't have an autonomous driving mode, there's a lot more like lane assist modes on cars and stuff these days. Just use your leg. Just put your leg on the bottom of the wheel, and then you're fine. Just don't do it in like traffic. Be safe, everybody.
I don't think we can condone that, but I think it's hilarious, and I need to see somebody do this. That's what I think. So here we go. We got the wheel up. We're going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card if you're here with us in the chat, courtesy of Thangs. Thangs is with us. Thank you so much to Thangs for sponsoring the show. 117 entries tonight. Here we go.
Wheel of Fish. Sticking with the fish theme tonight.
Practical printing.
What?
There you go.
What the heck happened? I didn't even see the spin. It was just like, boom, practical printing wins. Not to be confused with proper printing.
It's fun. It's fun. But I got to tell you this. It was definitely not rigged that I said practical printing 3 times in this episode. And then he won $50 from Thangs.
$50 from Thangs to Mr.
Congratulations.
Practical Printing. Congrats, brother.
I know he's with us, so
he's there.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations. I appreciate you watching with us and hanging out with us. Proper Printing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. That was just what an amazing interview we had with you. And he said he was gonna talk to us in the morning when he woke up. Like you said, he was pushing a heavy desk around today.
Yeah.
So, anything else? If we miss anything, do we have any?
Fantastic. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank our sponsor, Thangs, for doing the giveaway we just did now. Everybody that's new or just needs a fresh reminder of hashtag HotMakes on all the Twitters stuff you see that's awesome. And keep them coming, man. We love doing the reviews and sharing them with the world.
Right. I 100% agree. Hashtag HotMakes on Twitter. And if you want to see all of the HotMakes in one place and don't want to go search them out on Twitter, you can always hit the Discord. They've been blasting the Discord link all night. And there is a HotMakes tweets, I believe. I can't remember what it's called. HotMakes Twitter, I believe is what it's called. And it puts everything in there, HotMakes Twitter. And then you can actually just go in and scroll there and see everything that's tagged even before we show it. So that's some really cool stuff.
Ooh, sneaky peeks.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who's joined so far. Jump in there if you haven't. I know Geary will be in there. Pooch, hotfully you'll jump in there and talk too.
I like to dip into Discord from time to time, say what's up, everybody. More ways to engage, right? More ways to consume the HotMakes.
That's right. But, I know we're a little bit late, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next week.
Good show, Jim.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. You too. Hey. Great show tonight, Pooch. I loved it. Hey, thank you for popping me in there while I was eating my hot dog. I appreciate that too. Just a little, just a little hot dog shot. If anyone caught that, I know Greg caught that.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Gear's messing with me all night. Anyways, guys, have a great night. Thank you. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.
See you later. Go nuts. Oh, this thing has not stopped all night. Here, you got to stop with this. I don't even know what's happening.
What's with the music?
Oh, we're live still? Hi, everybody.
Excuse me.